I am honored to be here with these amazing women, Melissa and Ariel, Sonia, who I'll introduce in just a minute once we officially start. But they're seeing some amazing transformations in people. I mean, they're seeing all kinds of imbalances, disorders, disease, all different, hypertension, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, psoriasis, skin things, digestive things. I mean, some of these ladies on the call today are just seeing amazing results with this 90-day nutritional reset. So I'm like really excited to be able to share it with everyone who's interested in like a fresh energy boot. I mean, when Melissa, I'll just get started because it's 5:15 now. I think everybody on the call knows me. I used to have a show on Hulu called Blythe Raw Live, and so I was really all about the nutrients of raw foods. And in the last couple years, being a mom, I have 2 little kids, it's hard to get that really pristine, healthy nutrients when you're also making other foods for them because they don't want to eat kale chips and they don't want to eat chia seed pudding and they don't want to eat all the things that I want to make for myself. And so I was finding it for like several years that I was spending my time in the kitchen for them and not for me. And when I eat like they eat, it really wasn't for my highest good. I mean, I saw a decline, right? And so when I saw my friend Melissa here, Melissa Henning is a master herbalist. She's amazing. She has her own herb apothecary of organic wildcrafted herbs that she makes, which is amazing. But when I saw her starting to post about this nutritional reset, this amazing green juice, I was like, oh, what is this? I need it easy. I need it even easier than just throwing greens and, other things in a blender. And that's what she was doing. And so I ordered and I started, and wow, what a difference it makes when you really get the nutrition that your body's craving. And also when you get the glyphosate out. I mean, I'll hand it over to Melissa in a minute, and then to Ariel, who's going to go more in depth with you about these products that really detoxify our system from what we're being bombarded with everywhere. And the difference in how our livers function and our kidney functions and our digestive process functions when we really get all that glyphosate out is, it's really huge, the difference. And then the parasite cleanse piece, which is so huge. And then the, nourishing our sleep and nourishing our hormones, all of it really just take our health to another trajectory, like another level of wellness, which I had felt on a raw food diet. Like I had felt what it feels like to feel so vital. And then when I started eating even just, foods that I thought, weren't that bad, they weren't raw superfood nutrition, all the time. And like, what a difference that makes. So let me introduce you first to Melissa Henning, my friend who brought me into this Purium amazing nutritional reset. And she can tell you about her story.
Hi everyone. I'm just like you, Blythe, because we met in the raw food world years ago, and I had gotten all I ever talked about when I did this raw food diet was my energy. It's all I posted every day was energy, and I kind of got off track over the years. I love whole foods and nutrient-dense foods, but then Ariel introduced this to me, and I brought the green drinks back in, and guess what I started talking about? Energy. The spirulina, it gives me so much energy. It's nature's multivitamin. So I did the reset, really up-leveled my health. My A1C was high, and I retested myself after 90 days, and it lowered it. That made me really nervous. I'm really healthy. Couldn't figure out what's going on, but I needed a reset. And so I feel like this is a perfect nutritional reset for all people. Someone coming off of a sad diet or someone that is already doing everything they should be, but maybe we're missing some of those key nutrients that we get in the power shake, or maybe our gut might need a little support. Or like for me, I wasn't sleeping as well. I'd be waking up a few times, and now I sleep like a baby. So that's one of my main testimonies, is the sleep is so foundational, and I feel so good and so amazing when I sleep. So I started sharing it with everybody. This is what happens. It's this like you want to share. You feel so good. You're compelled to be like, you've got to try this, So I told Blythe about it, and she jumped on, and so that it just keeps going on. We love sharing because of the testimonies that keep thousands and thousands of testimonies that keep coming in. And so Ariel introduced me to the program, and she's a health coach and a bioresonance facilitator. And so lots of knowledge in our group of women here. And Sonia, she's been with the company for 12 years. So she knows the owners really well and the products in and out, and also a nutritional integrative health coach as well. So happy that we're all here and we can learn from each other. And are you going to go over the program, Sonia?
Yes, I sure can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go over the program, and Ariel's going to interject when I get to the super aminos protein. Ariel's going to interject because she's got some really cool perspective and information on that. So she's going to chime in on that a little bit. But yeah, this program is absolutely amazing. My husband and I, we got on it, like Melissa said, 12 years ago, actually 12 and a half years ago, we got on this program. And what the situation was with us was we were both working really crazy hours. At the time, I was a real estate broker. He was flipping houses, managing our rental properties. And then together we were caregiving for my mom, who had health challenges, and she was living with us the last 2 years of her life. She was elderly. So we had a lot on our plates. And a lot of times when you're a caregiver, what happens? The last person you take care of is yourself, right? Whether it's with an aging parent or a young child or whoever you're taking care of. So we just had so much on our plates. We were stressed, we were stretched, and we knew it wasn't sustainable. Waking up every day feeling exhausted, having terrible digestive issues, not sleeping was not sustainable for us. And we had put a lot of weight on too. So we got on this program, and, Melissa mentioned that Ariel shared it with her and Melissa shared it with Blythe. And I found out about it from one of my cousins who is a real health nut. Like I trusted him. I knew how picky he was about ingredients and what he put in his body. And I saw him talking about this, and I just said, we need 2 of those. So my husband and I got on the program, and we literally had life-changing results within the first week. I lost 1.5 inches around my stomach in the first 10 days. I dropped a lot of inflammation, but we were starting to wake up with energy. We started to feel like ourselves again. And it was just such a beautiful thing, because what this program does is, like Melissa said, if it's somebody who's on the SAD diet, the standard American diet, eating ultra processed foods, that was us. It helps you eliminate those things, and you're just flooding your body with hyper nourishment, like tons of nutrients, and very gently cleansing. So whether you're doing that or you're already eating pretty clean, but like Melissa, she was eating really healthy, but her A1C was off and something just wasn't right that needed tweaking. So if you're anywhere in that spectrum, this is for you. It's pretty much for everybody, especially if you want to sleep better, have more energy, improve your digestion, get rid of bloating, release some inflammation, release some excess weight, and also improve your mental focus, because it's got a big focus on gut health, and that gut-brain connection is very important with not only your mental focus, but your mood. So I'll show you what got us on this journey by showing you what a typical day looks like. And I want to just mention, this gives you just enough structure to be able to make some really meaningful, sustainable changes, because it's all about lifestyle. It's not a one and done magic pill or thing like that. And it's also not about deprivation at all, because we know deprivation does not work. We want you to eat healthy food. We want you to eat when you're hungry. You're not going to want if you are eating processed foods, you're not going to want them after you do this, because it gets rid of those cravings. So here's what it looks like. First of all, let me ask you to drop a 1 in the chat if you know what glyphosate is. Anybody here, if you have heard of that or you know what that means, what glyphosate is, drop a 1 in the chat. I'm going to look here real quick. So nobody's dropping a 1. I know Blythe, Melissa, and Ariel know what it is, obviously. And what glyphosate is the main chemical ingredient in Roundup weed killer. Everybody knows what Roundup is, right? So Roundup, or glyphosate, it's an herbicide that is sprayed on crops, including wheat, barley, oats, and then all the genetically modified crops are sprayed with it. It's in the air, it's in the water, it's even in the rain now. So we're exposed to it. Unfortunately, it's insidious, hard to avoid, and it is linked to some very serious diseases. We've been hearing non-Hodgkin's lymphoma for a while, but a new study just came out, a landmark study that was a very long-term study that now links it to many different cancers, including breast, kidney, uterine, pancreatic cancer, many cancers. So it's a really toxic, insidious chemical. And we need to know about this because we're exposed to it and it affects and disrupts our gut microbiome. And our gut is where 70% of our immune system is. So we want to keep our gut microbiome healthy if we want to avoid disease. It's also where 90 to 95% of serotonin is made, and that affects our mood. That's the neurotransmitter that makes us feel good. So the first thing you're going to do on this program in the morning is take one of these capsules, Biomedic. What is this? What's the relation between this and what I was just talking about? This is for your gut. It's got pre and probiotics, so it nurtures and rebalances the gut microbiome. It helps to repair the gut lining. And it also is proven to remove glyphosate from the body because we can't completely avoid it, unfortunately, but this is proven to remove it from the body. It also, in a human study, removed it by 74% in 6 weeks. And those people were eating ultra processed foods. They were on the standard American diet. So the only thing they did different was take this. It also lowered CRP levels, which is C-reactive protein. And that's an inflammatory marker that cardiologists always look at. So that is really great, reducing inflammation and also removing glyphosate, that horrible toxic chemical. So you take one of these in the morning, one in the evening. Then you can have breakfast and lunch covered with the Power Shake. This is a green certified organic superfood shake. It is delicious. Appleberry flavor, every ingredient's organic. And one of these shakes is the equivalent of having the nutrients of 6 superfood salads. It's very, very nutrient dense. Also has some ingredients in it that contain beta glucans, which that there's been news around that lately, that beta glucan can actually bind and remove forever chemicals, the PFAS that we hear about. So that's a real interesting study that just came out too. And this has at least 3 ingredients that contain beta glucans. So this can cover your breakfast and lunch along with the super amino 23, which Ariel's going to chime in on right now about this protein.
Yes, so this is a very powerful amino acid blend. Actually, 10 tablets is equal to a 12.5-inch steak, and it absorbs to the bloodstream within 23 minutes. So that's why it's called super amino 23. It has something that's called a net nitrogen utilization of 99%. So it absorbs 99% efficiently, to be used by the body. Whereas if you actually just eat meat, it has upwards of a 50% net nitrogen utilization. So it's much more effective to be used by the body for building blocks. So really important also for anyone who is on like a vegan or a vegetarian diet to be getting these essential amino acids in some form. And this is actually a vegan product, a vegan amino acid blend too. But they have 2 amazing amino acids that are important for brain health. So this is a really special blend because it has phenylalanine, which transfers and converts into dopamine, and it also has tryptophan, which converts into serotonin and melatonin. So if there's anyone that has like mood issues, sleep issues, these amino acids can actually be really important precursors to set you up to kind of balance brain chemistry. And then it's also been shown in hospital patients to prevent muscle wasting. So, and they were bedbound, these patients that they did the study with. So it helps with muscle strength and tone. It helps with collagen production, tightening up loose skin, and just giving you that protein and that building block that you need for your body as well.
Thank you, Ariel. I love hearing you talk about this. Ariel is so smart and she's such a science person. So thank you for that. And 5 of these twice a day. You have 5 with your shake, and then you have 5 again with your shake. You can have your shake for breakfast and lunch. If you want to use it as a meal replacement, you can, if you want to drop some weight. If not, if you don't want to drop any weight at all, then you just use it as supplemental nutrition. It's really going to fill in the gaps. And like Ariel said, 10 of these tablets, which you'll have 10 a day, gives you the same protein synthesis as a 12.5-ounce steak. And that's in one of the clinical studies. There's about 40 clinical studies on these. So then you'll have a healthy whole food meal that you make yourself. You get a booklet that gives you suggestions on how to put your meals together using the healthiest ingredients and in the different categories like healthy fats, proteins, carbs, things like that. Then at night, you take the apothecary, which is a certified organic tart cherry concentrate. First, I'll just say it's very important for cherries, anything with cherries, to be organic because they're heavily sprayed. So this is certified organic, and it's also in a glass bottle. 2 tablespoons, about an hour and a half before bed. And I usually do like 4 to 6 ounces of water. I like to do sparkling water and make it like a refreshing mocktail. It's delicious. It's a treat, and it helps you sleep like a baby. Like Melissa was saying, she sleeps now. So tart cherries, this type of cherry, it's called the Metz-Mändmets cherry. They have naturally occurring melatonin. Plus, they actually help your body boost its own melatonin levels. Also, these tart cherries are very high in anti-inflammatory properties as well. So really great for achy joints and things like that. So that's the treat you have at night. And also I mentioned this Biometic is morning and evening. So you'll have one of these in the evening too. And then you do that for 10 days. And then on day 11, you introduce the Super Cleanser. This is a gentle colon and parasite cleanse. It'll help get out any impacted matter. And it also has the key ingredients that kill and wipe out parasites. It's very gentle. It's one of the most gentle parasite cleanses you can take. We don't have people having reactions to this like with other parasite cleanses. And it also does not give you a laxative effect. So you do this for 10 days, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. And then after the 10 days, you stop for 20 days because there's larvae there. The eggs have a cycle. There's a period of time where they hatch. So you want to allow that 20-day incubation period. And then you come back. You keep doing everything else, but you come back again after the 20 days and do another 10 days of this. And then you're all set. And then you just continue. It's a 90-day program. And that is really the sweet spot on the time frame to really develop healthy habits, again, that are sustainable, and also unlearn less than optimal habits. And then on month 4, it automatically drops down to a simple maintenance program, which is a scaled down version of this. You go down to 1 shake a day, aminos once a day. You still do the Biometic and the cherry, but it's just the core products scaled down. Because at that point, you're eating healthier, you're in the habit of selecting healthy foods and not eating, any junk foods, because it actually does kill those cravings if you have them. The other thing this does every single time is it kills sugar cravings. Everybody that has had them, the sugar cravings are gone. And there's a couple reasons why. It is developed in a very synergistic way for all these products to work together. The Biometic helps to balance the gut microbiome. And when there's an overabundance of bad gut bacteria, they feed on sugar. They feed on the chemicals that are in processed foods. So that's getting balanced out, and that's helping to eliminate those cravings. Also, the Power Shake has what's called bitters in it with the wheatgrass juice powder. It doesn't taste bitter at all. It's delicious. But the bitters in Ayurvedic medicine offset sugar cravings. So the combination of all that, people go from eating a sleeve of Oreos every night to not wanting them at all. So we've had great testimonials around that too. I'm just curious, for those who are here, are you, just write it in the chat if you don't mind, are you wanting to, or did you come here to learn more about how to sleep better, or how to have more energy, or better digestion, or dropping some weight, improving mental focus, getting rid of the brain fog, dropping some inflammation, or all of the above? Energy and weight loss is Tiffany. Okay. And let's see. Better sleep, drop weight, inflammation, Christine. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. I mean, this checks off all those boxes, all of them. And when my husband and I started this, prior to that, we had put on a lot of weight, and we were wanting to drop weight, and we did, but we were so much more excited. We did drop the weight. Our clothes were loose. We had to go shopping, but we were so much more excited by all the other things that happened too, that we kind of weren't expecting, that we didn't expect our sleep to improve so quickly. The energy, off the charts the first week. And what has happened with Ariel, because she has a lot of clients. She's a health practitioner. She does the bioresonance testing. She's had a lot of people have even more profound improvements. And Ariel, you said about the middle of the second month is when that usually you start to see some really big needle moving?
Yeah. Yeah, usually around the 6 week mark, I would say, is when some of the bigger, kind of more profound changes happen and symptoms start to drop off. So that would be in your 2nd-month kit during the 6 to 8 week mark. And that happened for my mother. She was one of my first customers when I joined Purium a year ago, and she had high blood pressure that was very concerning for many years. She didn't want to take the medication. She wanted to be more natural, but nothing was really touching it. And, I'm a practitioner and I work with herbs, and I wasn't able to make a difference, and it would just continue to be an issue. So that was frustrating. And when I found the ULT, I recommended it to her. I'm like, you need to be my guinea pig, my first customer. Let's see what happens. And it was amazing because she felt so bad. Like, she literally told me she felt like she was going to die. This was before the program. It wasn't just the blood pressure. A lot of other things coincide with having high blood pressure and just inflammation and weight loss resistance and these things. And within 6 weeks, we rechecked her blood pressure. It was completely normalized. It went from 153 over 120 to 120 over 72. And it stayed low, like in the normal ranges, which is just amazing. She was jumping for joy when she saw that. That's just my first customer. That's just, one testimonial. There's so many more. And for me, I also felt like my gut health just completely turned around. I had a lot of chronic constipation. That was one of my personal issues, was like bloating and constipation. And with the fiber and the power shakes and the biomimetic, it just kind of started to even things out. Even after a couple of weeks, my bowel movement started to get really regular, which was very amazing for me.
Yeah, that's huge. And Ariel also has another client named Nicole. Can you share a little bit about Nicole's experience?
Yeah, Nicole, she's also an iridologist and a holistic health coach herself. And she had struggled with many chronic issues that she couldn't seem to, get relief from. She has a lot of stress in her life too, with a child with special needs. So there was a lot of factors for her involved. But she came to me and was like, let's do a scan and kind of see what we can do, because I need help. So she actually resonated for most or all of the ULT products in my bioresonance scan. It was showing that it would be a really good fit for her body. So I'm like, all right, let's try this. And she was open to it. She's like, I'll try anything at this point. I literally feel like I'm going to die. She had psoriatic arthritis all over her stomach, a horrible rash, Graves' disease, weight loss resistance, and also like blood work showing like anemia, high cholesterol, very high C-reactive protein of like 10. So lots of things going on here. And I think it was within 6 weeks for her as well. She got after blood work, like before and after, her cholesterol had normalized. Her C-reactive protein had completely plummeted from 10. At this point, she's been on the ULT for a year, and because she just loves it and just continues to take it. She's lost 70 pounds. Like, she's completely got her vitality and life back. But within 6 weeks, she had also relieved her cholesterol, anemia, like all these blood markers were showing improvements as well. But physically, like, she looks amazing. If you see the before and after, it's incredible.
Yeah, we've got no shortage of these transformation stories. And again, the main thing, like that, Nicole was a pretty extreme case. But the main thing, like right away, that most people experience is the improved sleep, the energy. I mean, we all get text messages from people, like very similar messages that say, I can't believe it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I've already made the beds, mopped the floors, did this, did the dishes. And I have more energy left. And I can't believe it. We get these texts all the time. So those are the things like that improve so quickly. Also the digestion, like Ariel, like your story, Ariel, what happened? I had like the opposite of you, Ariel. You had the constipation. I had the opposite, and it all got resolved too. Thank goodness. So, the shake really gives you satiety. Like I have a friend, a guy who's on it, and he goes, I don't have an appetite. I don't understand. And I'm like, dude, be happy. Like, you said you wanted to drop some weight. The shake is so satisfying because it's so nutrient dense. It's low in calories, but it's very dense in nutrients. So it's feeding on the cellular level. And that's where you're getting that. So I see some question. Oh, Christine was saying about meal portion sizes. Yeah. And Ariel answered it. So any other questions, let us know. You can either write it in the chat or just unmute.
I want to just speak to the meal portion sizes too. When you really, hi Christine, by the way, hi. When you're getting all the nutrients that your body needs, your body's not hungry anymore. Because a lot of times it's like we eat and we keep wanting to eat because the body's like, oh, I didn't get actually what I really needed from that food, so you keep wanting to eat. But when you have the shakes and you're so satisfied nutritionally that you'll make yourself a healthy dinner at night, but I think you'll find that you won't be able to overeat because your body is like really so satisfied. Can you see that? It's just the goodness. And there's also a berry one and a chocolate.
Well, I trust you.
What?
I said I trust you.
I know. I thank you. I appreciate that. I receive that because it has to be so good. I mean, it has to be organic, superfoods, no fillers, no preservatives, nothing junky. And so many people, they do it so good up until a point, and then they lose it.
Yeah, there's no artificial sweeteners, no stevia. It's sweetened with monk fruit. We actually know Ariel and I've known the owners for 12 and a half years. Ariel knows them now. Ariel has met them. Ariel has walked through the manufacturing facility led by the co-owner and co-founder of the company, Amy Venner, and had all the processes explained to her of all the testing that they do in-house, third party. I mean, they're just meticulous, and they are the manufacturer. So there's such high integrity, and it's literally infused into every aspect of what they do when they're making these products. So it's pretty amazing. So
one thing about this, sorry to interrupt you, Sonia.
That's all right.
To jump in and say one thing too about this nutritional reset is it's this complete plan of getting the glyphosate out, removing the junk, removing the parasites. That's such a big key, giving you this bioavailable clean protein that is absorbable in 23 minutes. So it's like this full kit. And, I think Dr. Gundry's great and some of his products are great, but it's not this full plan where you just get everything to really give you that nutritional reset in 90 days. It's so satisfying to just have a beginning and an end and really have accomplishment. It also comes with this really great tracker. So it's not overwhelming. You always know where you are. Just speaking to you, osteoporosis is so reversible. That's okay, it started, it's the degeneration started, but when you regenerate, when you fuel it back up, so just don't put a label on your mind that, oh, that's your reality. That's right. I can't really trust anything that Western medicine really suggests. I mean,
but
go ahead.
It doesn't mean it's everywhere. It doesn't mean it's everywhere. And Blythe is 100% right. It is reversible. A couple things in here that will help, the super aminos, because this does help build muscle, even when you're not working out. These are great. If you take 10 of these half an hour before you work out, you'll have more strength. You'll be able to do more reps. You'll find once you start doing this, my personal trainer's on it. And he's telling me, I can't believe I'm actually able to lift more. I'm able to do more reps. So, and he's super, super fit to begin with, but he loves this. He's getting all his clients on it now because of the results he's getting, and also with energy and sleep. But this is going to help because, the better muscle integrity you have, the better bones you're going to have. The bones need that. And then with the Power Shake, there's a lot of minerals in here. So that's going to help as well. Leafy greens, they always say, the chlorophyll, the greens are good for when you have osteopenia or osteoporosis.
Much energy on it because what they say, they give you a diagnosis, they decide this is the parameter in which something is diagnosable. What they say is high blood pressure. Well, now we know, or high cholesterol, for instance. Well, now we know that cholesterol is actually really important at preventing cancer. So someone at some point just decided that this is the high cholesterol marker, and then you're told you have high cholesterol, and we give you a medication that you're going to be on for the rest of your life. So I'm not sure that I totally trust the system in terms of what's the parameter, who's making that. It's about how you feel, and you're nourishing yourself. And as long as you keep nourishing yourself well, I would not spend any time in your head thinking that.
One other thing that we didn't mention, but it's really important, the ingredients in these products, in the Power Shake, they're grown, they're gotten from farms that use regenerative farming practices. So they're grown in soil that's mineral rich and nutrient rich. The food's only as good as the soil that it's grown in. Yeah. You can eat organic food that's grown in dead soil, and it's not going to have pesticides and herbicides, but it's not going to have as many nutrients and minerals, which we need. So this helps to balance minerals too, which is going to be really good for everything that you're talking about. It's a 90-day program, but you're only paying for it 1 month at a time. So the first month it's in US dollars, $384.95, comes out to $12.83 a day. It'll save you money on groceries and food, or, eating out or anything like that. So
I've always had the highest respect for Blythe. I met Blythe when she was doing that show. And so,
cool.
yeah, what I've learned from Blythe is more than what I've learned from some of the people up here in the natural health world.
Wow.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, she's very knowledgeable, as well as Melissa and Ariel, everybody here. You got a good support team. So thank you, Blythe. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sonia. I'm so grateful I was able to be here today. And the portion control is just built in, because it's like you just drink it, you're satisfied. You just, that's your breakfast, that's your lunch, you're satisfied. And then you make a healthy meal at dinner. And sometimes I just do a drink for dinner too. I'm just like, oh, I'll do it for dinner because it's so hot here right now. And it's, so you can find your way with it. It comes with a mixer. It comes with this. So you order this and, you just fill it with water, and then you put it, it says 5 tablespoons. I like it thinner. So I do 3 tablespoons, and then I'll just have 3 throughout the day instead of just 2. Questions about this, please don't hesitate to reach out for me. To me, you all have my email. So reach out with questions. We're all here to help.